the man who got women to smoke. In the early 1920s, smoking was mostly for men, and some places even forbid women from smoking. Bernays, hired by tobacco companies to increase sales, famously paid female models to march in the 1929 Easter Parade, smoking cigarettes branded as torches of freedom. One of his primary tactics was to publicly pair politicians with various celebrities in a clever move to make people associate one with the other.
This goes back to Edward Bernays 100 years ago, saying, look, to make politicians and royalty popular, we'll have Hollywood stars come to banquets and events with them. We'll have music stars. We'll have other people go there to basically make these elites be seen as celebrities themselves.
Similar to how we saw the London Olympic Games begin with the Queen being escorted by Daniel Craig as James Bond. Television shows like The Royals capitalize on the public's obsession with royalty, but also perpetuate the notion that hereditary power is part of life, and even looks cool and trendy, when in reality, it is so 17th century. From the time we were children, movies glamorize royalty and portray them as something to be protected. A recent example is The Kingsman, in which an elite group of young wannabe spies compete to see which has the ultimate devotion to the crown. Elaborate tests are created to see if they are willing to die and even kill their own dog for the queen. Seriously? Give your own life for the king and queen, so what? They can hang out with pedophiles like Jimmy Savile, which I'll touch on in a moment? The movie The King's Speech was mostly a sympathy piece about Queen Elizabeth II's dad, King George VII, to distract from the fact that his brother, the would-be king, was a Nazi. See, the Crown Prince Edward VIII was a Nazi sympathizer. More on that later. But suffice it to say, he had to abdicate because he was a Nazi and he worked against the Allies during the war. The 2006 Oscar Darling, The Queen, starring Helen Mirren, was nothing but one big propaganda piece for the royal family. After the death of Diana, the royal family's image was considerably tarnished, and rightfully so. They basically ignored her death and remained secluded in their Scottish castle. The Oscar-winning movie portrayed a very sympathetic view of the Queen and the royal family during these times, and it was even officially approved by Buckingham Palace. If only hated despots like North Korea's Kim Jong-un could have acclaimed actors like Helen Mirren portray them as sensitive and loving. But hey, they don't wear robes and shiny bling, what do they know? To the royal family, a wedding occasion is nothing but a big PR opportunity.